Hello, welcome to the Rainbow and Bloom channel. In case you're new to this channel, this is a channel about living and thriving with the autoimmune disease known as scleroderma. Scleroderma is an illness that causes overproduction of collagen in the body, most notably in the skin, and it can have all kinds of repercussions of varying degrees. And on the worst end of it, it can actually be fatal, unfortunately. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're talking about living and thriving. And today I'm wearing my green from the Scleroderma Foundation. The colors are like this sort of green, dark green, and light green. And June is Scleroderma Awareness Month, so I'm wearing this color to commemorate the month. Today I wanted to talk about something that you may or may not have read about or heard about somewhere on YouTube when it comes to this illness, and that is emotional care, minding your emotional state, because this illness can cause, it's such a challenge. There's so much to juggle, there's so much to manage from your own illness, your life, and then your doctors, and then the people around you, getting them to understand and help, and just so much, right? You might be in a situation where you're withdrawing from your social life because you can't manage it, you don't have the energy, or you're in pain, or all the different challenges that come along, so you might not even be able to be really the person that you have always been because of this. And it can just take away, it takes away so much. And it can be really devastating. So, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, and obviously physically. So as far as emotion goes, if you are not as active as you used to be, and you might be looking for outlets to, engage with the people social media is a popular way to do that. And the thing about social media is it's great for staying in touch with people, but it's also bad because it can introduce a lot of negativity into your life. You can't control what somebody else is posting, and even the ads and other things, you can't really control it that much. You can't control what you are absorbing into your spirit. But I wanted to recommend that you try to guard your eyes and your ears, watch what you're letting in, because that can actually, if it's not good, if it's not wholesome, if it's not positive, I'm speaking from my own experience, it can actually cause things to get worse. It can feed the sense of insecurity and maybe sadness or whatever. These negative emotions can be fed by all that stuff, and it can cause it to grow, and that's not what you want. So sometimes you have to unfollow people, unfollow pages, and just protect yourself through this, because it gets very, very challenging as the disease progresses. It gets harder and harder as your condition may get worse. It becomes even more important to try to block out things that bring you down. Even conversations in person with people around you, you might want to watch your thinking. Think about your thinking and check your own emotions, and make sure that you're not coming from, if you're getting angry, if you're feeling sad, if you want to watch your conversations and how you are being, because it can, when we're not aware of something, it can take over, and you don't want that to happen. You want to be mindful, you want to be aware of how you're being affected by this, because it can be very, very significant. So for me, I'm a Sagittarius. I like to talk. I'm very vocal, I'm opinionated, And I'm pretty bold, a lot of, like, I'm very plain, I talk very plain, and I don't mind having conversations, even challenging conversations, because I like talking about ideas, and I like, people contributing to me, and I contribute to somebody else, and you can't do that without communicating. And I noticed that I was getting more and more negative, and because of some things that I was seeing and reacting to. And it dawned on me that I was being reactionary, and why, and like what was feeding it, and it was my own unhappiness. And yeah, so I had to take a step back. I had to pray on it and just say, oh, I'm becoming something I'm not trying to be. And so I took a step back, and I had to really honestly pray. I go to church every Sunday, but you can kind of fall in your faith, take your eye off and be led down a bad path. So I did have to regroup and read my Bible more and pray and like refocus on good things. And I'm still me. I still talk. I'm still gonna be totally upfront with you and everything. I consider that my strength, one of my strengths. But I communicate in a more healthy way now. So, awareness is key. Always try to be very aware of where you are and why you are responding the way you're responding to things. Okay? And, as far as the physical stuff, physical insecurity, people don't know necessarily that you're sick when they look at you. They just see you the way they see you. They see you how you are, and that's what they know, and can make assumptions about you, and treat you harshly because they don't know your situation. And that happened to me a few times. One time, my mom and I were going to the rheumatologist, and in New York, in Manhattan, on the Upper East Side, and we took the train instead of the cab. It was a big mistake in my situation, because at that time, my legs, I might have mentioned this in the previous video, but my legs were like lead. Like, I could barely walk because I couldn't get the energy. My some kind of protein thing, I don't remember what it's called, but like, your body isn't producing enough energy to literally to be able to walk properly. So I had to consciously put the effort into just taking a step, and it took me forever to take a step because it was so difficult to just raise my foot a little bit to move forward. So in that state, I'm in the subway, and I have to walk up the stairs. And if you know New York subway stairs are notorious. It's like 20 stairs, and they're like this, And so I was going up at a snail's pace, and I guess this lady behind me was not having it, and she zoomed around us, and she, when I got to the top of the steps, she finally comes around, and she said something really nasty to me, and I said, well, I'm disabled, like, why do you think I'm walking like this? And I just remember the agony of just trying to simply walk down the street. So another time, I was going to work, going down to the train to catch the N in Herald Square, and this guy, it was packed. It was rush hour, and so it's these tiny steps, and each lanes, you gotta stay in your lane. You go down to the right and up to the right. But one guy, because there's always somebody who thinks they're so special, he came off his train. He wasn't in line. He just zoomed in between the tiny space. And here I am just trying to hold on to the rail. And he bumped me. And I just went back, and I was just like, oh my God. I didn't have the energy to even react. It was just like, whoa. And then another guy who was in the other lane, he got the bright idea to do the same thing. And he figured that he would just use force to push himself through. And he almost knocked me down the steps. He almost knocked me into the people in front of me. So you have to watch out for that. And so even that can cause a lot of anxiety with going out because you don't know what you're going to confront when you go out there. So there's that physical insecurity too. Anytime I went away, I would end up in the hospital because it was just too much, you know. So it's very, very isolating, and all that just drags you down, and it can be really hard to just stay. I know I say all the time, stay positive, and it might seem like, I mean, like, oh, you just snap your finger and you're just going to be positive, and that's not the way it works. It takes work. And this is why I'm telling you this. Like, social media is a place that can really drag you down. You got to, like, do the work of guarding what you're taking into your spirit. So that and pray. I'm just saying. And so yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to tell you today. Please, leave me questions, comments. Have you experienced a situation where someone looked at you and made an assumption about your condition and, treated you like you were being lazy, or you were just in the way, and how did you respond to that? Let me know. Leave comments, leave questions, and if you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe below, and let's keep updated. Let's stay in touch. Let me know what you want to hear more about. If you have a topic you'd like me to cover, I will do my best to do so. I've been living with this now since 2005. So I've had a lot of valleys and I've had a lot of peaks, mostly valleys. I'm more peaking now, but I had really, really low valleys. So I've been through a lot, and let me know if I can help you in any way. All right, so thanks for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.